I'll put it on the agenda.
Okay, the GitOps meeting, GitOps events committee is now in session. So Scott, you were saying you wanted to mention the new meeting recording protocol.
Yeah, so yes, there is a now we have a 1Password account finally for the Open GitOps project. It's been there's been an issue just like languishing for, well, it's just been waiting really for months and months, and that's just been because you know, I was super gung-ho to get all of that stuff sorted out and set up, but we couldn't really do that until we had an actual open source project that was fully official through CNCF. And then once it was, we were all super busy on other things. So I just realized, oh my God, I've got to do this because we're setting up the Open GitOps project. We have these GitHub teams and teams within the GitOps working group, but we're also transferring basically, you know, like the same kind of functionality open to Open GitOps, you know, because that's sort of how the transition's going. Like the working group is, you know, anyway. So we have it now. We have it set up. I've only invited, or there's only a few people invited. Dan, you're invited as an owner, and so is Christian. Or sorry, my bad. Christian, I'm going to invite you. Chris, I'm going to invite you. Sonia, I'm going to invite you. Aubrey, you as well for the an events team vault. And anything that's relevant to that, we'll be able to put stuff in there. My point is, this meeting, I also finally, for the first time, did the basic thing about exporting our event host code for Zoom. So that's in the 1Password as well. So that's how I claimed host. And that's the end of my story.
Got it. Okay.
So for future, that's how we can do that. We don't have to sign in with the GitOps working group, Zoom. We can just share the host code for whoever is on the list of people who might want to host. And then they just record to cloud, and then you're done.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And I know that Chris Short, you've done some help on that, so thank you for that.
No problem. No.
Does anybody have, you know, I'm happy to just give a general update of things, but does anybody have any pressing items they want to open up with first?
Well, not 100% pressing, but I have finished the tweets that we're going to do, like the live tweeting that we're going to do. So I finished that, all the stuff around that. Chris now just needs to schedule them for us, but like it's all in that spreadsheet. So if you guys want to look, I don't know where that spreadsheet went, but I'll post it in the
I got it, I think. Hang on.
You got it? Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
All right, so it's all in the sheet. So if you guys want to take a look or you know, curious, we have basically live tweeting the event. So we schedule, you know, coming up is, you know, Dan and his fun, you know, talk sort of thing. So yeah, so that's done. So I finished that, and we just need to schedule it. So we're halfway there.
Sounds good.
Yeah, one thing that we did last time, I believe that we had the spreadsheet. I think Sonia put it together and then did the tweet scheduling. My only request is, can I add emoji to the tweets?
There's already some in there looking at them.
There's some in there, yeah.
Oh,
Look, I've actually I've added some emojis.
Level is not high enough, I think is what he's saying.
Yeah, I think is what he's saying.
Got it. Okay, cool.
It's like,
No, I didn't click the link first, so that was not a judgment.
okay.
It was just a pure, a very pure-hearted request. Okay, cool. So there's that. Yeah.
Okay. We had a number of kind of action items following up from last week that we were able to resolve. So the raffle, there will be now live raffles. I know WeaveWorks is sponsoring one. I know CodeFresh is sponsoring one. I can't remember who all are sponsoring them, but the CNCF is now basically set aside like 5-minute chunks during the day for people to do their raffles, and you're going to be able to put up, you know, a thing on the screen and say whatever you want. go fill out this form and you can win stuff. And they said it's fine if you want to give away stuff externally. So that's great, no problem. Then we still don't have numbers for GitOpsCon. I copied you, Sonia, on my request to Emily. She's very dutiful every week, sending out an update of like, here's the latest. And she's very dutiful about avoiding ever answering that question. So
I don't know. So I have a feeling
They're terrified of
so
what
either it
the
must
numbers
be
might
completely
be.
empty or what? Like, come on. So
It's
the
like-
in room was 250. Is this what I remember correctly? 200, 250? What was it?
do you remember, Aubrey? I feel like
I would have said 250 also, yeah.
250, right? I think that's what
Mhm.
we were throwing around. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
because I think, Aubrey, you guys are putting swag on everybody's chair. is what
Yeah,
I-
me too.
Oh, you are too. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do a chair drop too, and we're gonna do the raffle that way. We'll just have a scan a QR code because I wasn't sure how it works. So I'm like,
Oh, okay. Well, there is time set aside for you to do
Okay,
a thing
cool.
on the screen. So is the chair drop a separate sponsorship, or is that just, no, it's just a thing? You're just doing it.
it's part of the thing that we bought.
I hadn't heard anything about the raffle portion yet, so I don't know.
Yeah, because I think Aubrey and me went with the thing that we bought. So we were like, okay, chair drop it is. Because I was like, oh, you can have a table in the back of the room. I'm like, okay, forget it. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's just too hard.
So I would say feel free to follow up with your CNCF rep because they've set aside a time for us to do them on the screen. We
Okay.
felt like that was important for sponsors to have that option because there will be a lot of people remote and you can do a thing officially on the stream. I would just say like, maybe be careful like what language you use in terms of like where you're willing to ship to. So if somebody's in like Azerbaijan, maybe you're not willing to ship to them.
Yeah, well, the funny part was that the CNCF actually in there, if you look in their sponsorship thing, they said it's only for in-person attendees. You cannot do it virtual.
Oh,
They told us we could when we
I know,
asked.
so confusing. Okay.
So like the
Wow.
official thing is maybe you're not supposed to, but they told us we could if we wanted. So it's
Right. So we have no idea how many people signed up virtually or in person or anything.
Is it
I mean-
still accepting people to sign up for in person?
it
It never
should
was.
be
I mean, it's
until day of, I think.
Because if
yeah.
it's, well, if we have
Well, or
250
sold
people
out.
signed up, it'll be sold out. So then we would-
exactly. So I haven't
Right.
seen anything sold out. Usually it's like
Nothing has
I'm-
sold out. I know that we've canceled the Kubernetes contributor summit just because
Yeah.
of low numbers, right?
Oh, really?
That's
Argo
usually-
contributor summit is full.
Nice. Well, that's cool.
That's awesome.
But there's just not enough people attending, I think, for us to spend the exorbitant amount of money that CNCF is usually putting forth for these things, right? Like we had like 50 people sign up. So
That's full for Argo contributor summit.
Okay, well, that's nothing compared
Yeah,
to
for
like
our-
the
for
full
Kubernetes,
project. Yeah.
Code Fresh, meet Redhead. Redhead, meet Code Fresh.
Code Fresh Meet Kubernetes projects.
I'm looking forward to seeing you all there anyway.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be cool. But
Um,
yeah, like just to give you
Mhm.
some context around numbers that I know,
Hmm.
like it's very low for registrants right now.
Well, honestly, I'm not really surprised. This is a very unusual event or an unusual iteration of this event.
Well,
So-
yeah, and I talked to a keynote speaker this morning and they just booked travel, right? Like they're giving a keynote on stage in LA and they just booked travel.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Kind
it
of
makes sense. I don't think the event is going to be a wash or anything like that. There's enough really good content. There's enough.
Yeah.
Well, is there enough? Yeah, there is enough really good content.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot there. It's going to be awesome. It's just, will there be like as many people as there were before? I'm sure there won't be, and maybe that'll be cool actually.
So who was it? Chuck, somebody at Red Hat, I think it was Chuck, said it'll be like 2016 all over again, right? Where it was like small and you could actually meet with like some of the people that actually like wrote some of the code kind of thing. And I was like, well, that's
That's
not
the
all
last
bad.
time I attended was when it was like, there were like 20 people there. And I was like, this is rad. Okay, so the other thing that we had to follow up on was speakers getting registered. There were only 3 left last week, and they were all from, so there was actually 4 that we needed to deal with. 3 were from WeWorks, and I think Sonia, you got that all worked out. So
Yeah, I got that sorted because that was my question that I asked last time around the registration thing, cuddle muddle thingy, like why do we have to pay for everything kind of thing? Yeah,
right.
but that's sorted now. Yeah, so they should be all fine.
We did have one speaker from
Microsoft, I think you said, right? No, Starbucks.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if I should say because we're on the recording, so, but at any rate, we were able to get that worked out and we're able to get them a ticket and got it taken care of. So that's all done. So all the speakers are taken care of. CNCF said they're all good on all the virtual speakers, so we don't need to worry about that. That's taken care of. They got me added as a moderator on that panel, so that's done. And then let's see, Scott, you were going to reach out to people about the state of GitOps intro and the next meeting. So did you get any feedback on the intro that was valuable?
I did mention it and I got no feedback.
I figured.
Wow.
Which it may just be simply, maybe that's a good sign that it's just sort of an obvious list of the things that we already know.
What's the internet law that you shouldn't post a question, you should post the wrong answer?
Yes. I think we said that the last time I was on this call. Yeah.
I wonder if we said, here's what, did you say, you said here are the topics we're planning to cover, right?
I think I just spitballed it like off the top of my head, honestly. I don't think I gave, wait, did I, was it in the notes? Let me look. It's almost as if we are in the notes sheet right now.
It's almost like we're there.
It's almost like we're there right now. No, literally. So my notes were GitOps state of GitOps intro. Any requests for things to mention? And no one mentioned anything.
Okay. Yeah.
But I think it's just what we're gonna have to. It's gonna have to be what we said we'd do in the first place, is just make the list ourselves, and then I think we generally know what it is.
Yeah. I'll be fine. Well, you and I will work on it. I think people will be fine. It's not that long anyway.
No, and one thing I do want to mention though is that like what I would like to do in our intro is I know this is the events working group that focuses on GitOpsCon right now, but we also are responsible for, well, it's also within our purview to promote other community events that relate to GitOps and to vet them on some level so that if they are actually GitOps events and not something just sort of glomming onto a buzzword or something like that, we will then promote that. I'd like to have a little spot in there in our intro and or outro, or maybe both, just like letting folks know what other things are coming up, because they are. Like, for example, you mentioned the Argo contributor meeting, that kind of thing. That's a really good thing to note. That's not part of GitOpsCon. There's some other, I know that there's like a cloud vendor one-stop shop GitOps event coming up that we can promote. There's various things, so I just want to make sure, like announcement sections, what I'm saying, from the events team. Speaking of, it would be nice to get those things on the website calendar.
Do you need help with that, or is that something that somebody should volunteer for?
I can help do it, but I don't know what all the events are. That it was actually like an old action item for myself. I created a repo for it and was going to start just a simple YAML document, just to get it started. But we ended up pushing ahead with the website without ingestion just because it was easier. So that we just kind of stopped. so for now, I think the place, if I recall correctly, I think the place to do it is just a pull request to the website, just to add more of those YAML structured docs. They're pretty easy.
So I think this goes for anybody, if you want to, if you're putting on some GitOps events, and now if you want to do an event tomorrow and call it, Weaveworks GitOps Town Hall, you don't need any input from the committee. You can just go and do that, right? If you want to have it on the GitOps website, then we should just make sure that it's an open event. I think it's fine for it to be vendor led, but just to approve those, like, I think in general, it's kind of like, that means like the event committee has some buy-in on this thing. But it is open. So Red Hat, Weaveworks, whoever, anybody that wants to do like an open GitOps event, take advantage and get it listed on the website.
Exactly. And if we know of other things in the wider community, like for example, when CDCon was going on and there was the GitOps focus there, or the GitOps summit there, just things like that.
Some of those, yeah.
Yeah, and we just need to, I think you're right, Dan, that it's really just an out review, just a pull request review from the team.
I would like to add at some point for past events, like make it so people can link, like go jump over to like those recordings and stuff, so it continues to be valuable into the future. But that's a whole other thing.
What does it look like on the events page? Do you know? Does it go in reverse order? Reverse?
What it shows on the events page?
Yeah.
It shows past events, and yeah, I think it goes in reverse order.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Let's do that. I mean, yes, sounds good. I'm going to put an action item for that, but it's probably not the highest priority to put past ones, but people can just do that as they know about them, maybe.
Yeah. We should also install analytics on it. Which we haven't done.
Yes, there is one outstanding request for the project bootstrapping process.
Anyway, that's not an events committee thing, so we can move forward. The other item that we had is we need a room moderator. So this is the CNCF requires basically an on-site moderator. Did I understand this correctly? They wanted it on-site.
That sounds right. They want people
one
in the room.
moderator. This moderator will receive training on the virtual experience, how to manage specific moderator responsibilities, such as entering in-person questions into the platform for the virtual speaker to answer. More in-depth details on this are coming soon. So I think that this shouldn't be someone, I don't think it should be somebody that's like doing a lot on stage, because this is more somebody that's sitting in the room and like helping make sure that the event happens. And it should be somebody from the programming committee. Is there anybody that wants to volunteer for that or nominate someone for that?
I cannot claim responsibility for that. So
Dang, I was going to nominate you, Chris.
I'm
I was
sorry.
about to
Like I'm
nominate you
involved
too.
in like multiple day
Yeah,
zero
yeah,
events.
yeah.
Like I'm going to be all over the place. And
So
I'm
let's-
doing the KubeCon or Cloud Native TV wrap up that day too. So yeah.
Scott, you're doing the intro.
I was gonna say, I don't think it can be either of us, because we're doing intros, but also transitions. Like we're doing intros, we're doing intros to each speaker. Like we're tag teaming the intros to each of the sessions. I do love multitasking, but I think that would be a little weird.
That might be a
Too
stretch.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Robert, you're not attending, right? You're not coming.
I am pretty loud, but I don't think I can reach from Norway. No one's
Yeah,
gonna listen to
I
me
didn't
anyway.
think we were gonna. It's like really hard. I was trying to bring like my whole European team, and I couldn't get any of them permission to come to the US.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry, I won't
I-
be there in person either, so I can't do anything. Sorry.
Aubrey
A lot of
I am not attending. Sorry, guys.
and Christian, I think you do have some speaking responsibilities.
Yeah.
You're on stage twice, right?
No, once.
And then the panel at the end.
I think I have.
Are you on
I don't know. I think I also have to step away for some. I don't know what's going on with us at Red Hat and Commons. I'm supposed to do something with Commons. That's happening the same day, later in the day, but I don't even know if that's happening anymore.
Yeah,
I would have to
I
double check.
don't know.
I'm on stage once. I might be able to do it depending on
Thanks, Sonia.
other
You know
stuff.
what? I could.
Oh, sorry, real quick. Sonia, you have to drop. I just wanted to, can I follow up with you about the images and stuff? Because I know
Yeah.
you, okay,
Yeah,
that was like
sure.
the one question. I think it was mainly for you. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, just find me on Slack. I'll be back in a couple of hours or so. I just have some other meetings I need to take care of.
You know what? I could actually, she's not on the programming committee, but on my team is Hannah, who's one of our junior evangelists. And she's like really excited to be coming, but she doesn't actually have anything to do at GitOpsCon other than like hang out and tweet. I could
There you
ask her
go.
to do it. I don't see a problem with that.
No.
She's not on the
I was
programming
gonna say,
committee.
I don't know that it has to be someone who was on the programming committee either.
Oh.
Okay.
When you mentioned that, I was like, yeah, I guess, but I don't know if that's a requirement at all.
Well, I don't think she would do it like 100% alone, because like we'll all be around, right? So
Yeah.
I think it'll be like if we need a, I think it's just a point person, right? I think most of us are going to be helping out anyway.
So I think I got the email from CNCF asking us ambassador types, yes, to be a moderator. Let me look real quick, see what it said the duties were.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll move forward with Hannah.
Yeah, I think that would work. Like after reading them, track host. Yeah, that's what they're calling it. So this is like an all day thing basically, but what does moderating mean? Introducing speaker to attendees, moderating any panels, being on video for any reason, helping with any technical issues. Simple as that, right? Like just being
Well,
the
and
presence in the room.
since Scott and I are taking care of the speaker introduction and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it
like
would
it's
really
basically
just
make sure it
do
starts on
question
time.
moderation stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it says maintain integrity of the session. Sponsors should not be passing out anything to attendees nor scanning badges. Sessions should not be an advertorial, and then assist with Q&A, like mic running type stuff. So yeah, it's pretty simple, right? Like make sure it starts, you know, and then just make sure nobody goes overboard with their sponsoriness, and then run a mic around the room. So I think Hannah could do that. If you want me to forward this to you, I will. How about that?
Yeah, because I didn't get that.
Actually, well, no, this was just 2 ambassadors, I think.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Well, it might not be gated, so I should
Okay.
just be able to send it to you.
But no worries. I just
No,
sent it
it
over
is.
to Emily and said, let's do Hannah. I just talked to the programming committee. They're okay with it. So we'll just call it. Sweet. And then Scott, you had GitOpsCon session images again.
That was what I was just noting for, I put that on the list, not knowing that Sonia was about to drop, but I was just gonna say, you know, they worked out really well last time, you know?
I actually did a lot of that. So if you looked at the spreadsheet, there's a link
Oh,
to
you
the
did?
images. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Did you, Kristen, did you share the Canva, or what's that called?
The Canva. So Sonia
Okay.
gave me access to Canva, and I did it on Canva.
Ah, oh my God, that's amazing. All right, so that's actually a
Yeah.
question for you, not Sonia now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think I need to jump, and I think we've reached the end of the agenda anyway. So if there's any other items, maybe we can do them in Slack.
Sure.
That sounds good to me. I don't think I have anything else.
It's a
Okay,
construction.
thanks,
I hear
guys.
it.
Yeah, that's bye.
Yeah, I hear the construction.
I don't need to hear grinding.
Yeah. Boring into it.
I just
So
sent
yeah,
Christian. I just sent you the email I just read. So
cool.
Dan will get it too. So we're covered there.
This makes me think, if there's extra time, Chris, would that be a good time for us to look at some of the video stuff together?
I mean, we can.
Or is it better? Yeah, I don't need to. I just wanted to make sure not to block you into saying or.
Yeah, let's do it. I actually don't have anything until 4. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do have to do some stuff between now and end of day, but yeah, let's do it now.
Okay, cool. Or like whenever, if there's, you know, if there are other topics for anyone, I mean.
Yeah, speak now or hold your peace, I guess.
All right, well, it's gonna be a good session, or it's gonna be a good event. You know, I loved working with y'all last time.
Yeah.
Oh, there is something that's relevant.
Oh,
Damn, can't believe I didn't bring it up. It's only gonna take a second though. Don't worry, Chris.
no, I'm not worried.
Oh, I know you're super worried.
I am. I'm worried.
Okay. All right. It's relevant only because I can make us one of these for the events team too. But let me just write in the list. All right. Yeah, so should we add the events team to the Open GitOps project? We have this in the GitOps working group. I don't know if it really makes any difference to us right now, but trying to set up things properly for the Open GitOps project, including project membership, or like the GitHub org membership. So there's two values to it, I think. One is that we've set it up, you know, just so that we're actually building the project like we should. But I don't know that there's no specific deadline, and I wouldn't want to get in the way of anything that we really need to do for GitOpsCon, given that it's like KubeCon's coming right up. But the other thing is, if it's helpful in any way, in order to be on a team, you have to be part of the GitHub organization, and that allows each person to opt into showing that little badge on your, you know, your GitHub user, if that is something that's helpful in any way for, I don't know, during GitOps or during KubeCon or whatever. So I could do it first, and it wouldn't take any effort really.
I mean, what's the governance there? How do we, like?
I'll open a
That's
similar.
normally what I would ask, right? Like we would need to write this up first.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly.
Like what your org onboarding process is.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is the thing to do. So I made this GitHub discussion for the media team, and that's the other thing that's interesting is that I was suggesting media team because we had a communications team and an events team, and they seemed kind of where the duties seemed to overlap a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Not all of them, but at least where it related to the event, you know, where it related to GitOpsCon. And that's probably still going to be the case, but I think that a lot of groups have something like a media team. They might call it a comms team, they might call it a media team, but it's nice because at least that would demarcate the roles of those people to being the people to pass through stuff that then needs to go out to media. And that's the only difference. And there could be some of the same people on both teams. In fact, I think there is now in the GitOps working group. For example, you, Chris.
Yeah, kind of live between everything.
yeah, like because you're, you know, with the you had volunteered to help with the YouTube stuff. I think there were a few other people I can't remember right now. So that was my question to the team is, would that be helpful for us? Oh, also for 1Password, because we now have that. So if we need to share.
Ooh, are we using GitHub authentication for 1Password? Now that would be a reason for GitHub org membership, but I wonder if we could do that.
I never even thought about that.
Like only owners or something can have 1Password access or something like that. We would have to make it like a unique group, like for 1Password specifically, but you know, it would be in that org.
That is a super interesting idea. I
know for open source projects, 1Password is free.
Yeah, exactly. And that's actually how we got this sorted through the open source license for Open GitOps.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Let's put an action item to look at it. It doesn't have to be super high priority, but that'd be awesome. That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, but we still need to get that like standard governance model going. Right?
Yeah, so basically it's creating a discussion about that, which is what, like, I can do that right now and
Yeah.
just tie it to this other one. And then we have an upcoming GitOps working group meeting. But even in the meantime, we can seek consensus on these things just through discussion, and we can like promote those via Slack, the mailing list.
Yeah.
And if it's really important, we can promote it with Twitter, but I don't think the general public really gives a shit about this.
No. I mean, we've tweeted out issues before from the Kate's contributor handle, but normally it's not one of the top things. I mean, I could look at the analytics for that account if you really wanted me to real quick. But
I don't have any of that right now. It sounds cool, but yeah. Oh, the only other agenda item that I had in mind was that this isn't really related to the events team as much as it is to just the fact that it relates to GitOpsCon, is that we have a goal of getting a full release of the GitOps principles out by GitOpsCon. And a few months ago, that sounded like we were maybe dragging our feet, and now it's sounding like we better get on that. So we have a release candidate out there, which everyone in the principals committee at this point, not every member, because some people have just been sort of a little MIA, but every vocal member of the principals committee has signed off on already, at least for a release candidate. And so we really just need feedback from a wider community. So that's something that we can also help promote, maybe if all of you kind of media geniuses, have an idea of how we might phrase something like that, like that's our goal, is to have a full release of the GitOps principles by KubeCon, by GitOpsCon, then maybe we can put that out there somehow through the Twitterverse.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The only other thing is that, like, we agreed before, does anyone have an objection to things that relate to GitOpsCon, Open GitOps, and other things like that, to tweet those out from the Open GitOps Twitter account and then retweet those from the GitOps working group?
We do that all the time here internally at Red Hat.
Yeah.
And Kubernetes as well. So yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is that I don't have access to, I guess it's a different account, because I looked at Keybase and there wasn't a login for, well, at least I couldn't find it, login information for the other account, because I was going to start like you said, like start doing a
transitioning.
Yeah, canary deployment sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I couldn't.
CLI now.
Yeah. but I couldn't find the login, so I figured maybe we should like start kind of doing certain things, and then GitOpsCon, I would think, just personally, I think it's after GitOpsCon would be the cutover. Like, let's just start using the other account.
Yeah, that sounds good. Okay, so I'm gonna, as an action item for me, I'm gonna invite you all to that vault on in the one password vault.
Oh, there we go. 1Password. All right.
Yeah. And anyone who is on, for now, I mean, there's no reason we can't, in terms of governance, that's just more of like making these kinds of things official. We can still work as a working group and do what we need to do for guiding this project. And if it turns out that we want to do something different because the group feels it should be done differently, we'll just do that, and we'll update it through the discussion process, so it's all transparent. And hey, we're recording this, and anyone who wants to listen to these can do so. So it's not like we're not like insider trading here. It's just a matter of trying to get shit done.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll do that, and Christian, you'll have access to that right away.
Cool. Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, well, when I thought there was nothing more to say, I added like 3 agenda items. So. But that's it for me.
Cool.
Should we wrap it then? And then, like, Chris, do you still want to spend a few minutes looking at YouTube stuff, or do you want to put that off for another, or save it for another time?
I would invite you to go see what's there in the account first, maybe,
Okay.
And then let's figure out, like, are we good with this? No?
Okay.
Okay, then what should it be, kind of thing.
That's right. It doesn't have to be a meeting, right?
Right. It can be asynchronous. There's still some processing videos too, so it's like we can't change. I mean, a lot of them we can change right now, but some of them we can't. So it makes sense to asynchronous this. Now that
Awesome.
I'm looking at it.
Okay, perfect.
So yeah, just go into the account, take a look, see if you want stuff named like that and what you want in the description. And then yeah, we'll go from there.
You're a gem. All right, well then I guess I'll see you all soon.
Sure.
Cool.
Cool. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Cheers. Cheers, everyone.